I am going to pronounce them correctly after reading. You understand why you have to say, I am going to pronounce them correctly after reading? Do you understand this? Can you please read the last message I have already sent you? I mean, this one. Can you read it clearly and fluently with a perfect English? Perfect English. Well, perfect, remember, only God. But you're gonna try to be perfect, okay? You just try to follow God's commandments, who is the only one who is going to command on you, nobody else. Okay? Come on, do it. Can you read it?
It would be convenient for me to time the words so that I'm going to pronounce them clearly after reading.
Okay, that's good. Clearly, your pronunciation is excellent, and you have a very clear pronunciation and very good fluency when you read. When you read. But there is a problem of communication between your brain right here and your tongue. Your tongue has to be trained. You know what to be trained means? To be trained. I'm going to try to train the mechanism so that you are going to improve the movement of your lips and your tongue in articulation with your brain, because you have everything in here in your brain, and it has to come here so that you're going to transmit your ideas from here to here. That's communication. You understand? That's
Yes,
the real point. And that's what I'm going to manage. But I'm not a good driver. you, I'm, you are going to help me. Huh? You are going to help me drive. Huh? Do you understand? Remember that I am a little bit old. And I sometimes make mistakes because of my age. And it's okay. I accept making mistakes. What's the problem? Okay. Now, it's 11, it's 10 minutes after 11. We have been talking for an hour and 10 minutes. It would be convenient for you to express your ideas. But this is a task for next Tuesday. Do you understand? It's a task. You know what a task is? It's a homework. You know what a homework is?
yes, I know.
Okay. Well, you have a homework. And you can start doing your homework right now. Okay. Did you watch the video I sent you?
Yes,
Okay. What can you try to explain something about the video? I know at the beginning it's a little bit difficult, but you're gonna try. Can you try? Explain this to me. What is the video about? Do you remember? If you don't remember, don't worry. You just say, I don't remember. What's the problem? Okay, I don't remember. But I recommend you to, you know what? Breathe in and breathe out. And your brain is going to work. You understand? Because you are getting oxygen to your whole body, and your brain is part of your body. If oxygen gets to your brain, you're helping yourself at the moment when somebody asks you any question. Now, I'm going to ask you the question again because I know it is difficult at the beginning. Tell me, what's the video about? First of all, very simple, a very simple question. Was it a new video or an old video?
It
New
was
or old? Tell me. Was
an
it new or old?
old,
Old. What color was the video?
black and white.
Black and white. Excellent. What's the video about? What is the main character in the video? What's the main character in the video? Is it a man, a boy, or a dog?
Dog.
A dog is the main character. What is his name? What is the name of the dog? What is the dog's name? Do you remember? Is it blue? Let me ask you a question. Is it Canela? Is it cinnamon? Is it blue? Or is it Rin Tin Tin?
Is Rin Tin Tin.
Rin Tin Tin, that's good. It's Rin Tin Tin. Good, excellent. Now, Rin Tin Tin was my hero when I was a child. You know, he was my hero. The same as Blue. What's the name of your dog? What's the name of your dog?
Blue.
Blue. Do you know what the name of my dog is? My dog. My
Canela.
dog is my dog is the smartest dog in the whole world. You know, was Canela female or male? A male dog or a female dog? Was Canela a boy or a girl? A boy or a girl? A female or a male dog?
Girl.
A girl. Canela was a girl. Okay? But she was my heroine. You know why? Let me tell you. In 2003, Canela was about 1 year old. Canela was 1 year old, a 1 year old pet. And in 2003, my first granddaughter was born. She is 17 years old right now. She's gonna be 18 in a few days. The 2nd of August, on August the 2nd, Oriana Valentina de Los Angeles was born. You understand? Oriana, my granddaughter, my first granddaughter, was born on that date, the 2nd of August, August the 2nd, 2003. And you know what happened? Oriana started asking me to go to the baseball, to a baseball camp that we had beside the building where we were living, in Caracas, Venezuela. Are you following my conversation? Well, it's monologue, monologue, but do you understand what I mean? Everything?
Yes.
Okay, now, observe this. Canela used to go to the stadium. There was a stadium behind the building where we lived in Venezuela, in La Urbina. And whenever we were going to the stadium, you know what happened? When my granddaughter was a 2 year or 3 year old baby, 2 year or 3 year, probably 4 year old baby, you know what happened? Canela used to go to the stadium with us. But we have to cross the street, a very wide street, The street was about, probably 15 meters wide or 16 meters wide. I mean, 4 vehicles could go and run, crossing, and we had to wait in order to cross the street. But at the beginning, the first times when we went to the stadium, of course, Canela was kind of color, and she had a belt. And I used to have, something like this in order to her in my arms so that she was not going to cross the street on her own. It was dangerous. It was at the beginning, but I trained her so that she could cross the street on her own. And you would say, oh, well, it didn't matter that the cars were coming here and going there, coming here and going there. I was going to instruct her to cross the street on her own. You know how I did it? How did I do it? Well, I showed her. I always took a bag, with some biscuits for dogs, the meal, the special meal for dogs. And I told her on the sidewalk, you know what a sidewalk is? Do you know what a sidewalk is? On the walk side, the side of a street,
Yes.
Okay. She used to sit down. Sit down. Canela, sit. And she sat. You're not going to cross. You are not going to cross the street until I tell you. When I say, ahora Canela. Ahora Canela is now Canela. Attack, attack Canela. Okay, you understand? Attack Canela. The same way that Rusty, Sergeant Rusty, or Cavalcade Rusty, said to Ring Tin Tin, now Ring Tin Tin, now Rinty, now Rinty, now Rinty, okay, now Rinty. Well, I used to tell Canela, come on, Canela, go, Canela, go. Okay, I had a biscuit in my hands, okay? I had only a cracker, or something that was piece of crack, what do you say, biscuit or cookie. I had a cookie in my hand. She knew that after I said, ahora Canela, she had to cross the street. And when I crossed the street with Oriana in my hands, okay, after crossing the street, she was going to receive the biscuit, the cookie, or the candy, or whatever, And she received that as a reward because she obeyed me. She obeyed what she had to do because I told her, now Canela. But you could tell her, no, ring, ding, ding. No, she didn't stand up. No, Blue. No, she wasn't going to stand up because her name was Canela. I didn't say Blue or I didn't say Ring Ting Ting. I said, no, Canela. And she jumped and go and she crossed the street. You understand the idea? That was the idea, that she was trained to cross the street when the street was safe to be crossed. Safe to be crossed. There were no vehicles. I saw there and I saw here. And there were no vehicles on my right, no vehicles on my left, and Canela could cross the street without any problem. You understand? Without problem? I was sure that it was not going to be dangerous for her to cross the street. And she did it. She did it. I trained her to do it. Canela is helping me now with you because you're going to receive my applauses when you do it right, okay? Now, your task for our next interview is you will have to answer all my questions about the The information you have included in the video about Rin Tin Tin. You know, do you understand this?
Yes, I
This is just,
understand.
okay, this is just an episode of Rin Tin Tin. Of course, this is probably boring for you because black and white movie, you know, this is ridiculous. You want something that is new, modern, you know, but you're gonna get a modern movie. But I'm reminded when you said Blue is my dog and Canela is my dog. Canela because of the color of her hair and Blue. But why do you call Blue, your dog Blue? Why Blue? Answer. Why Blue? Because if I say Canela, it's because of the color of her hair. But why Blue?